The one thing we can say about the US of A is they've been lying to us.
Is that a surprise?
They got alien bodies. Bodies of aliens, potentially. Or, sorry, bodies of biologics. Or, as in Quebec, they would say biologiques.
Biologique.
So, I just found an article that has kind of the key takeaways from that US Congressional hearing about UFOs, or what do they call them? UAEs? Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, UAPs. So, as Congress pursues the study of mysterious things, retired U.S. whistleblower reveals alleged government cover-ups and brutal retaliation tactics.
I don't know how much I trust
at
this
the
article
U.S. Department of
because
Defense.
they wrote national and not national. Former national reconnaissance officer.
I mean, it's an Al Jazeera article. So the U.S. Congress held a public hearing on claims that the government was concealing a long-standing program that retrieves and reverse engineers alien spaceships.
Ooh, alien spaceships.
So some of the things that they said were, you know, they get a little out there.
Yeah.
Like this gentleman here, Grush, he said some things that starts to pull you guys a little bit away, pull you away from the believability of it, where, you know, they start talking about things in quite assured details that they're authentically real, you know. So it kind of pushes that thing where everybody's like,
yeah.
You know, so
because, like, here's my thing: I will never talk assuredly about anything I've experienced.
Well, like, you can't. Anyone who says they know about religion and the future and blah blah blah, nobody knows.
Although I guess I have had ghost experiences that I would talk very assuredly. So,
but to say that you would say a ghost is definitely a spirit and not like,
oh, I don't know what it is.
Representative energy of something.
Yeah,
you know,
it makes me believe that there has to be something beyond like this.
You believe that
there's like energy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've had definite ghost experiences. I don't know what the hell it means. But I know for sure that they happened.
But these guys are sure. They're sure. The alleged cover-up is that retired Major David Grush, one of the veterans who testified on Wednesday, said he was asked in 2019 by the head of a government task force on UFOs or UAPs to identify all highly classified programs relating to the task force missions. At the time, Grush was detailed to the National Reconnaissance Office, the agency that operates the U.S. spy satellites. I was formed in the course of my official duties of the multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program to which I was denied access. When asked whether the U.S. government had information about extraterrestrial life, Grush said the U.S. has been aware of non-human activity since the 1930s. The U.S. Representative Tim Burchett supported the idea that the government was concealing information, saying at the opening of the hearing, which also featured testimony from two former Navy officers who witnessed the UAPs, that we're going to uncover the cover-up. The Pentagon has denied the things that Grush has said about the cover-up, because, I mean, you're not going to come out and be like, yeah, okay, we have been lying for 100 years almost.
Well, yeah.
They have not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate the claims of the programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials that have existed past or currently. Apparently, though, they were saying, you know, people who have come out about this from the circle of, what do you call them, believers, experiencers.
Oh, yeah.
The people who have come forth is that they have been retaliated against by non-human entities and human entities for coming forth to break cover up. There was a lot of things that they said, well, we can't talk about this in the open forum.
Yeah.
We can, but I can gladly give you those details in a non-open forum. out of everything that was said, this was kind of the only thing that I guess was new.
Okay.
The rest of the stuff was, like I said, about the Tic Tacs and all the stuff that had came out several years ago. So this is the kind of the main takeaway.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still in the program.
And was this documentary evidence, video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Yeah, so like that was, I guess, the main takeaway. I mean, there was some other stuff that the other one said, but it wasn't anything that was like, not heard of before. You have deduced as basically.
So I have a working theory that greys are just humans from the far future that have developed big giant eyes and skinny tiny long fingers to like text on their tiny little cell phones.
Well, you had said like the reason they're coming back, or like say it's humans from the future who have undergone, say, changes to become these gray-esque creatures who are coming back because they can no longer reproduce.
No, this isn't my theory. This is just like alien theory. So if you like watch anybody who talks about aliens, basically, yeah, greys have medically evolved to the point where they can't reproduce through like normal sexual means, so they have to come back and like either like harvest organs from humans or like knock up humans with their gray aliens. So
or just like they need the untainted genetics of,
because they can't reproduce
humans
anymore.
Why wouldn't you go farther back to before Teflon and before the first atomic bomb?
Maybe they have.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I actually said when we were talking about the spacesuit that they're trying to design for spatial intercourse, that I would assume by the time we like have colonies on Mars that most of it is like an in vitro style manual impregnation method.
What was that Mother of Wolves sci-fi show that we were watching, and she basically like operated a little robot box where the embryos grew.
The two robots were sent with the remaining human the DNA,
and she basically
to guard.
like kind of like had a box, and she like plugged it in like USB style and grew babies inside that box.
It was a good show.